All right, so today we're diving into something pretty wild.
Oh, yeah.
Goat Tapper.
Interesting.
Have you heard of this?
I have.
So this is a platform that's really trying to shake up real estate investing by making it
Really shake it up.
as easy as tapping on your phone.
It's fascinating.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're combining mobile gaming with fractional real estate ownership.
It's interesting how they're really targeting like Gen Z with this.
Yeah, and so
A
imagine
generation that's really grown up with
this for our listener.
a lot of economic uncertainty.
You could actually own a piece of like a luxury condo
Right.
or a really trendy downtown storefront
Yeah, and they're not looking to get rich quick.
without needing to buy the whole thing.
They're not looking for like the next meme stock.
Right.
They're looking for ways to kind of build wealth gradually.
This has been around for a while, fractional ownership,
Yeah.
but they're putting a really new spin on it.
They are using NFTs to represent that ownership.
Okay, so how does Goat Tapper actually work?
Yeah. So it's all built around this tap to earn game.
Okay.
You earn points by playing, completing challenges, leveling up.
I mean, like every mobile game.
The usual mobile game mechanics.
You got it.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
You use those points along with their cryptocurrency, which is called GTPR,
Okay.
to bid on fractional shares of properties in these auctions they call goat drops.
Goat drops. I love it.
It's very catchy.
So catchy.
It's fun, and it makes you think about how they're gamifying this whole experience, which
Yeah.
is a big part of the appeal, especially to a younger audience.
Okay, so you're playing the game.
Yeah.
You're earning your points,
Yeah.
bidding in these Goat Drop auctions.
Yep.
What happens if you win?
If you win, you get an NFT that represents your ownership of a fraction of that property.
Oh, wow.
And this is where the flexibility of tokenized real estate really shines.
Okay.
Because unlike traditional real estate,
Yeah.
which can be difficult and slow to sell,
You're locked in.
these NFTs can be traded on secondary markets.
Oh, wow.
They can be used as collateral for loans.
Really?
Or even just held as a long-term investment.
So it's not just playing the game and winning.
Yeah.
It's about having control
It's about options.
over your investments.
Absolutely. It's essentially bringing liquidity to a traditionally illiquid asset class.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Okay, so we keep mentioning this GTPR.
Yeah,
It's Goat Tapper's own cryptocurrency.
that's right.
What's the deal with that?
So GTPR is crucial to this whole ecosystem.
Okay.
You need it to participate in those auctions,
Uh-huh.
which creates a baseline of demand.
Okay.
But it's more than just a meme coin.
Oh, good.
They've given it real utility within the platform.
Nice.
You can use it for in-game purchases like booster packs,
Okay.
for paying those auction fees,
Uh-huh.
and even unlocking premium features.
So it really fuels the whole Goat Tapper engine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to add to that, they're doing a buyback and burn mechanism,
What does that mean?
which means they use revenue to buy back GTPR tokens and destroy them.
Okay.
This reduces the supply, which in theory should increase the value for the people holding onto the tokens.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a popular strategy we see in a lot of crypto projects.
Yeah.
And it can be very effective.
Okay, so we've got fractional ownership, we've got a mobile game,
You do.
we've got NFTs,
Yep.
we've got a cryptocurrency with utility.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It really is.
But it creates this really interesting ecosystem that's designed to make real estate investing more accessible, engaging, and potentially very profitable.
It's really challenging that image
It is.
of a real estate investor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just these wealthy individuals buying up property.
Not anymore.
Right.
Yeah, they're targeting a much younger, more tech-savvy demographic
Yeah.
that's very comfortable with digital assets and
Yeah.
online communities.
And they're doing it with goats?
Who doesn't love a goat?
I know.
It's clever.
So clever.
It makes it fun. And lighthearted.
Okay, so we've covered the basics of how Goat Tapper works.
Yeah.
Let's dive a little deeper into these Goat Drop auctions.
Okay.
How do they actually work?
So imagine a fast-paced online auction,
Yeah.
but instead of bidding with dollars,
Uh,
you're using those points that you earned in the game
Oh.
along with the GTPR tokens.
So you need to be good at the game.
You need to be good at the game and smart about how you bid.
It's skill and strategy.
Skill and strategy, exactly.
I like it.
And it's designed to be fair and transparent.
Good.
You can see the current bids,
Okay.
the number of participants, the time remaining,
Huh?
and it's all laid out in a really user-friendly interface.
This is all happening within the
How about
app.
within the app?
That's amazing.
Yeah, they've made it very seamless.
So for our listener, it's not like you're jumping between different platforms,
No.
interfaces.
Nope.
Streamlined into one experience.
Yep, and that's really important because they are trying to appeal to a wide audience.
Yeah, not just the experienced investors.
What kind of properties
That's a great question.
are we looking at here?
They've partnered with real estate developers to secure a diverse range of properties.
Wow.
So you might see anything from a studio apartment in like a really trendy neighborhood
Uh-huh.
to a fractional share of like a luxury vacation rental.
So there's something for everyone.
They're really trying to cater to different tastes and investment goals.
Okay.
And by working with these developers, they can ensure a steady stream of new and exciting properties are always coming onto the platform.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
So how do they determine the value
That is a great
of
question.
these fractional shares?
It's not like traditional real estate where you have that set market price.
Right.
They use a combination of different factors,
Okay.
including the appraised value of the property,
Uh-huh.
the location,
Okay.
the rental income potential,
Makes sense.
and even the market demand for similar properties that are on the platform.
So it's dynamic.
Very dynamic.
Taking in those real-world factors
Yes,
and the activity within the Goat Tapper marketplace.
exactly.
Oh.
And it's important to remember that even though it's this gamified platform,
Right.
they are dealing with real assets.
Yeah.
And those assets have real-world value.
Okay, so we've talked about the game, the auctions, the properties, the NFTs, but let's not forget about community.
Yeah, the community is huge.
They've built a really active community around Goat Tapper.
They have online forums, social media groups,
Huh.
even in-game chat features
Oh, wow.
where users can connect and share tips,
That's great.
even strategize for the auctions.
So it's not just about playing the game.
You know,
It's about being a part of something.
a community of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they've fostered that through those viral challenges.
Oh, right.
Like the Goat Tapping Challenge and
Yeah.
referral programs.
They're so clever.
They're gamifying the marketing of the platform itself.
It's brilliant.
It is, and it's working.
Yeah.
They've gone viral a few times.
Yeah, I've seen them. Which has brought a ton of attention to Goat Tapper.
That's great. And so for our listener, that strong community can be a valuable resource, whether you're seasoned or
Absolutely.
just starting out.
It's a place to learn and ask questions.
Yeah.
Get support from other users who are all on the same journey.
So we've covered a lot.
We have.
Game, the auctions, properties, the NFTs, the community,
Yep.
but we got to talk about the risks.
We do, because just like any investment,
Yeah.
there are always risks involved.
Okay, so we'll get into those right after this.
Sounds good. It's important to kind of acknowledge that Goat Tapper,
Yeah.
while innovative,
Yeah.
isn't a guaranteed path to riches.
No, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme,
No,
right?
it's not.
And it's important to remember that even though it's gamified,
Right.
it's accessible,
Yes,
we're still talking about real estate.
we are.
Real estate can be unpredictable.
Very much so.
The value of those properties can go up or down,
Yep.
and that directly affects the value of your fractional NFT.
Of course, if the real estate market takes a hit,
Right.
your investment in Goat Tapper could take a hit.
As well.
Yeah.
Exactly. And beyond market fluctuations.
There are other risks, too,
What else?
like the regulatory landscape for these tokenized assets.
Oh, yeah. That's
It's still
It's
evolving.
Wild West out there.
It is.
Right.
So there's still some uncertainty about how these investments will be treated from a legal and tax perspective.
Oh, yeah. That's a really important point. We're kind of in uncharted territory here.
We are.
The rules of the game could change.
Absolutely. And, as with any early stage platform,
Yeah.
there's also the risk of, technical issues
Right.
or even platform failure.
You just don't know.
You just don't know.
So it's not just the market.
Right.
It's the technology,
The technology,
the regulations,
the regulations,
the platform
the
itself.
whole thing.
A lot of moving parts.
For sure. For our listener, you got to go in with your eyes wide open.
Be smart.
Do your research, understand the risks, and,
Don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
exactly the golden rule of investing.
Well, let's shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and talk about their long-term vision.
Yeah.
Because they've hinted at some pretty ambitious plans for the future.
They have. They've talked about expanding beyond traditional real estate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Into other asset classes.
Into other asset classes.
Good point.
So we could potentially see things like, fractional ownership of art,
Oh, wow.
collectibles, or even businesses.
That's amazing.
Imagine owning a tiny piece of a Banksy
Right.
or a rare vintage comic book.
I mean, that would be incredible.
It would.
It would really open up a whole new world
It would.
for people who might not have had access to those markets before.
Exactly.
And they're also looking at augmented reality and virtual reality technologies.
They are.
Wow. So you could walk through a virtual model of a property
You could.
before investing in it.
You could put on a VR headset and actually experience what it would be like to live in that apartment or visit that vacation rental.
That would take due diligence to a whole new level.
It would.
No more grainy photos and misleading descriptions.
No more.
Yeah.
It's all about that immersive and engaging experience.
Right. So I can see it now, virtual open houses, investor meetups in the metaverse.
Yep.
Maybe even virtual auctions.
It's exciting.
It really is.
It really shows you how they're pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
of what's possible.
In the real estate world.
Yes.
So they're really taking those best aspects
They are.
of the digital world and the real world
Yep.
and blending them together.
Creating something totally new.
So with all these innovations,
Yeah.
can they maintain